I'd like to invite the children, anyone who's feeling a little childlike, to run headlong down the stairs to the front. Excellent. Good job. It's all perfectly safe. How you doing? There's nowhere for me to sit. I'll go over here. Oh man, that's a long way down. When you're old, you know who's old? You know who's old today? It was Kendra's birthday on Friday. Yeah. And she's old now. She's 10. 2 digits, right? Yeah. And I understand you're having a party at Grandma's house this afternoon, and we're all invited.
No.
No to both, or just part of that?
No.
You're having a party, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. We should sing you a happy birthday. Do you think? Would that be appropriate?
Yeah.
Anybody else having a birthday that we should know about? I think somebody in your family is having a birthday coming up. And her party's today, right? Harmony, right? And that's on the her birthday's on the 17th, so we'll have to sing happy birthday 2 more times, I guess. Yeah. Let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kendra, who will soon be a teenager. Happy birthday to you. You must be a great kid, because I said who will soon be a teenager and your parents didn't even bat an eye. They didn't even just, yeah, they seemed cool with it. Is that because you're a great kid? Is that because she's a great kid, or are you sending her away to boarding school? No? No? Okay. Okay. Today's Palm Sunday. Do you know why we call it Palm Sunday?
Because we hand out palm trees.
Trees? Because we hand out palms?
Palm trees? Wait,
Yeah?
Because of when Jesus rode on a donkey, they waved palm. The donkey walked on palms.
Yes, that's right. That's right. In fact, that's okay, so I kind of told the story in the intro. We sang a song about the story. Kendra just told us the story again. It's because Jesus came to Jerusalem and they were waving palms and stuff. But that's not enough, because we have to watch it one more time. So that's a really old story, and I thought it'd be really cool if we told it in a really old way. And back in the day, like you guys might not know this, but back in the day before technology, in Sunday school we had this thing where it was called like a flannel graph or a felt board, where they had like little, you've seen one?
Peanuts.
In Peanuts. Okay, yes. I was going to say it was either in Peanuts or in a museum, probably. Anybody remember flannel graphs or felt boards from Sunday school? You guys are too young, surely. Come on. I mean, not you guys, you're really old, but you guys must... No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Some people still use them. They do. They do, because it's a really cool thing, right? You've got these little figures and stuff on a board, and then you move them around. And somebody thought it would be a really cool idea if we told this ancient story in that really ancient way of telling stories, and then made a video of it. So here it is. You're going to have to look that.
As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there, with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away." This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. "Say to daughter Zion, see, your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey, and on a colt, the foal of a donkey." The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and placed their cloaks on them for Jesus to sit on. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him and those that followed shouted, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!"
Flannel graph, isn't it? That was pretty fancy.
Why was David on the donkey?
Why was David on the donkey?
Yeah.
That was Jesus on the donkey.
That was Jesus on the donkey.
Yeah. Jesus is son of David.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because at the very beginning of Matthew's gospel, there's this big long thing that tells you how so-and-so is the father of so-and-so is the father of, I think they do it the other way around actually, but they trace Jesus' ancestry all the way back to David.
Which one? There are like
King.
hundreds of them. Oh, the
King David, yeah, yeah.
one?
It's really interesting. The big one,
Okay.
the famous one from the Bible. Right? That's part of Jesus' story. That's why they kept saying Jesus was a king, is because part of his story is that he's a distant ancestor of King David, who was the greatest king in Israel, right? It's a really interesting story. You should read the whole Bible. And the thing is, that's the story of Palm Sunday, which is today, but lots more stuff happens this week before something that happens next Sunday. Do you know what next Sunday is? Yes, it is. It's Easter. Okay? So all this week, there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens in the story with Jesus while the Easter bunny is painting all the eggs, right?
But how did the Easter bunnies paint the eggs? Because they don't have hands.
Probably magically automatic. It's probably magically automated.
Those are way too complicated questions for me. You should ask your parents about that. Yeah.
I think it's magically automated.
So I don't know how the Easter bunny paints the eggs because they don't have hands, but they find a way, I guess. You should ask your parents. You should ask your parents that one. The thing is, Palm Sunday, waving the palms and stuff, right? Do you know why they wave palms? Yes, but do you know why it was palm branches?
Those are the closest things I could find.
Bingo. Absolutely. Yes. See, they weren't really expecting Jesus. Like, nobody announced there was going to be, like, Jesus was coming or anything. And so when they saw Jesus coming, they grabbed palm branches off the trees because they have palm trees. So let's all go outside and grab some branches off palm trees. What? There's no palm trees here? And it's too cold.
Use sticks.
And it was kind of snowing when we came in. Yeah. So the thing is, we don't actually have palm trees here, and it's kind of cold. In where?
Arizona.
In Arizona, you do. Yes, you do. Why do you have palm trees in Arizona? Yes, because it's warmer. And Jesus lived somewhere that's much warmer than it is here right now. So, no. So we should grab whatever's handy. So somebody grab Perry's violin and start waving it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Defend yourself, Perry. Defend yourself. No, they just grabbed what was handy. And that's why in the story you heard about how they put their coats and stuff down on the ground. So I thought maybe we should just go out to the lobby and grab everyone's coat and walk on them. No? I hear a no. I hear a no. Yeah, Nettie says no. And you have a hat. Can we walk on your hat? Do you know why they put the coats down, though? Because they thought he was royalty, because he was descended from David, so he was a king. And there'd been this prophecy that the king was going to come riding on a donkey from the Mount of Olives, which is like a hill nearby. And so they thought, this is the guy. This is our guy. This is our guy. And they had lots of hopes and expectations around that. And then through the next week, well, other stuff happens. There's more to the story. And so because there's more to the story, we do this thing now where we take a palm leaf and we fold it into the shape of a cross. Because that's the next major piece of the story, right? Is Good Friday. There's other stuff in between, which is important too. But the reason we fold them into the cross, I think, is because it reminds us there's a story here. And the story starts with Palm Sunday. It goes through all of this stuff during the week. And Good Friday, that's the cross. And then Easter Day reminds us that, well, I'm not going to tell you. Spoiler alert. You have to come back. Yeah, I know. You have to hear the rest of the story, right? So for today, though, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you, during the next song we're going to sing, I'm going to ask you to hand out some stuff to people in the congregation, okay? And one is, some of you are going to hand out palm crosses to people. And the other is, if you look at the picture on the Learning Together slide, you'll see there's this big cutout palm thing that you can do, and you can color it, but you can also write on it too. And so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got 6. That's awesome. Okay, so, pardon? Oh, okay. We've got lots of help. So that's awesome. So we're going to hand out some palm crosses and some of these things too to people. Make sure everyone gets one. And if they need a pen, because they're going to have to write later, you're going to take yours with you to your room to do your stuff today, right? And so we're going to hand out some stuff during the next song. Is that okay? You want to help me? Awesome. Let's do it.